Hey, Happy New Year 2024. Welcome to episode 12. We're calling it 12, Coffee and Culture. Today, I want to talk about brainstorming because I've recently come across some information and some new ideas on how to do brainstorming. Really opened my eyes to the fact that I've probably been doing this wrong for a long time. Um, Before we talk about how to do it right, let's talk a little bit about some of the reasons why brainstorming may not be as effective as people think it is. First comes down to just the way people's brains process information. Extroverts love brainstorming. They love the chaos. Their brains really work well in that type of a situation. But a lot of times, introverts, in the way that their brains process information, they don't do well in brainstorming situations unless they've been given information ahead of time and had a chance to process those thoughts through. So you may be losing out on really good ideas simply because people are like, my brain doesn't work in this chaotic environment. I'm not coming up with the best ideas in that situation. The second two have to do with the bias, inherent, potential biases in the way that the ideas are evaluated. As people, we kind of have, we do have a psychological fallacy where we tend to believe that people that talk the most know the most. We believe that if they talk about something a lot, they must know something about it. So we tend to weight their ideas differently than people that may not do, talk as much, may not dominate the conversation. The other one, and I'm guilty of this, and I realized this along the way, is if you're in a position of leadership or authority and you're in the brainstorming group, your ideas may get weighted differently subconsciously and consciously by the team. There may be an attitude to say, hey, look, that person's the manager, he or she must know more. So their ideas get weighted differently. So there's a bias in the weighting of whose idea and the ideas and who they came from. So the way Adam Grant recommends to get around this, his concept is, instead of calling it brainstorming, he calls it brain writing. And in brain writing, instead of bringing a group of people together, putting in a room, and start writing stuff on a chalkboard or a white chalkboard. Yeah, how old am I? A whiteboard. And basically the chaotic scene of brainstorming. Everybody goes off and does what he calls brain writing. Write your ideas down, spend some time putting them together, be clear about them, and put them into some anonymous format where those ideas can be evaluated without names attached to them. So everybody does their brain writing, gets together, looks at the ideas without names attached to them or any bias, hopefully, figures out which ones are the best ones and goes forward with that. The only challenge I would see you need to be aware of is, if you're going to ask people to do this, you have to be very clear to say your ideas have to be clearly defined, right? You can't put something that's vague and say, well, I'm not sure what this means. Whose idea is this, right? Because then you've destroyed the whole concept of anonymizing it. I plan to try it in situations coming up with some stuff at the office. I think it's going to be highly effective. I'll keep you posted. I'm curious as to hear what your thoughts are on that. I love the idea. I'd be interested again, like I said, in hearing from you. So, takeaways: think about brain writing and anonymizing ideas instead of brainstorming to avoid the bias that comes, from the loudest people or the leadership of that. And just remember that, just because somebody talks a lot doesn't mean that they know a lot. I just talked at you for 4 minutes, so anybody who knows me, I think you know where that one goes. So I will talk to you next time. Thanks. Bye.